Alrighty, so I haven't made a video in a while about my irrigation system. I don't know, I made a video about the giant windstorm that came through Utah and knocked down several of my trees and trees all over my community. Um, After the windstorm, I had a whole bunch of raccoons decided they wanted to nest in my roof. They didn't quite get in there, but they tore a bunch of shingles apart, so I'm still in the middle of fixing that. I'm spending the weekend doing that this weekend. But it occurred to me I hadn't made a video in a while, so I figured I'd just bring you up to speed on where we are. And there's not a whole lot left, and I'm going to walk around the property and just show you some of the changes thanks to the redecorating due to the wind, and where the system is right now. It's pretty much done. So let's go take a look at that stuff. So when I left off, I had finished this zone I'm in right now on my back, and then there's another zone there, one on the side. Those are my zones 3, 4, 5, and 6. And I still had trenches all throughout. You can see we've taken the time to rake through them. We had just finished raking out. There was piles of dirt everywhere. We had just finished raking all this out on a Monday, what was it, Labor Day, I guess? And we had the windstorm that night into Tuesday morning, so we haven't done any yard work since then. My wife had filled in most of these gaps while I was at work, and here comes the princess. That's Luna. 17 years old and still going. She's a good girl. Hi, good girl. So you can see we have all this filled in now up here. We still kind of want to smooth out some of the dirt. It's not raked out smoothly, so if I was cutting it, like there's a big pile there, that's just going to be a garden though. But it needs to be smoothed out all through here because when I ride the tractor over, it's not going to be a smooth cut yet. So, but all this is filled in. I've got heads buried here, heads over there. Some of the new features is we're missing a whole bunch of trees over here. Those got taken down when my apricot, which used to sit right over here, if you look at my other videos, also fell down. That thing's been chopped and tossed away. And then we've got zone, what is this? This one's 8. And then this zone up here is done. So really it's just, all that we really have left is smoothing out a bunch of this dirt. And just for the sake of completion, I'm going to show you my 4 zones working, 7, 8, 9, and 10. I actually have 13, with 13 is going to be, let's see, 10. 11 is going to be this little bed along the house down here, just on all the way down. And that's going to be in this box here. It's wired. I just actually have to run the rest of the poly, but I left the poly buried. All I have to do is connect to it next year and run the drip system I want. That will be 11. I'm pretty sure I set it up so this guy along here and along the fence there is 12. And then lastly, zone 13 is going to be right here. So that's pretty much all going to go next year. That's next year's growth. So now let me show you the zones running. All right, this is my big zone. I got a head all the way up there spraying, over here, one over there, and then there's a guy right there. And the coverage is way more than I expected. I still have to adjust the nozzles, put a little bit smaller nozzle in them because, for example, this guy is actually shooting almost all the way to my patio, and I don't need him shooting that far. And they're getting plenty of distance, though. I had way more coverage than I needed, so that's awesome. So this is my zone 7. Alrighty, and this is my zone 8 working as intended. I'm actually getting wet and I don't want to because it's a little chilly now, but I got my 1, 2, I got another head up there, 3, 4, 5, and 6. I'm a little short in this zone. These are 15-foot nozzles. I want that head to kind of reach all that green along the fence, and the same thing for the one up there, and they're just a little short, so I'm going to change out the 15s and put 18s in, and I'll have plenty of coverage there. I'll actually put an 18 in up on that one too. These guys, I'm just going to leave these as 15s. They're plenty deep. So there's my zone 8 working as designed. Boom. And just a second, and zone 9 will be popping on any second. Let's see what we got. And we got a head right here just below me, and that guy. We got one over there, one there, and these are 18 footers. We got two over there, one along the shed right there. So these are getting plenty of coverage. 18 foot was about the perfect size. We get coverage all the way up to this rock wall, and I had started compiling extra dirt I had over here. I'm going to pull those rocks off and I'm going to put that dirt up and start shoring up this wall a little bit. I'm going to end up doing it all the way across. I figured I might as well use the dirt I have now for free, and then whatever I need, if I buy a yard or something, I'll do that when I need to, but that's another project. Just get all those rocks off, pull those old heads out, bring the dirt level up to about there, and then slope it down, put the rocks back on. So the work never ends. Anyway, zone 9 working as intended. Boom. And lastly, we got zone 10 working. I've got a head. Let's see, we got one right there spraying. I don't want to get wet. There's one right here, one right here. This is our strawberry patch. And then we got another head here. This is where we lost one of our trees. And these are shavings from the tree we had in the front cut down. You can just kind of use those as mulch through the garden. So my wife grabbed a couple buckets. We're going to grab some more when they come back to do the stump. So, and the rest of zone 10 I'll be adding on next year. That's just going to be, we ran some poly. It runs all the way across and goes up into that little back area there. We're going to add another line of poly and probably 2 to 3 more heads up there. It'll give us 6 heads on zone 10 and make sure everything up there gets some water. We want the ground cover over there to get some water and start growing a little better, so it prevents erosion, so those trees stay nice and sturdy. So now we're gonna go. One of the last things we got to do is start putting the epoxy on the hole in the wall. And aside from that, it's just raking out. So let's go take a look at that little process. Just raking out this kind of stuff to make it smoother. It looks kind of smooth now, but it's kind of like this if I ride over it with the mower. So anyway, we're gonna go down and we're gonna look at the hole we did to run our electric and how we're gonna put the epoxy in there. All right, we're in October now, and it's finally time to putty up the hole through my foundation, or well, my wall to my basement, going into my timer. So we bought some Loctite, I think it's called repair putty. It's something you just knead it for a little bit, and then you mold it. It's an epoxy. You mold it to fill the hole, and it will bond with the concrete or cement, whichever that is. I think it's concrete. And then about an hour later it's cured, and then you can sand it or do whatever you want. We're going to probably coat it with some kind of a I don't know if it's going to be a tar or what. I got to go look and see what we're going to do. And then we're going to do the interior just the same, so I'll show you that when that's done. All right, and just a quick update. This has been on about 2 weeks now. I got probably 4 tubes of epoxy on there. It's sealed up pretty nicely. I still have to do the interior going into the utility room. I'm gonna try to make that look a little nicer. This is gonna be buried underground, so I'm not too worried about how it looks. This is just one more thing done. So that's it for the hole in the wall.